Greetings to our SASPO members in SBV. My name is Mayan Subramani. I'm the Assistant General Secretary responsible for the SBV portfolio within SASPO, and I'm today reporting on sustainability engagements that we've been busy with since around February this year. Following various communication, consultation and engagements at different structures and levels within the organization, including broad communication and inputs invited from members, I hereby report that we've signed a collective agreement with SBV, bringing the matter to a conclusion. The agreement that we've concluded with SBV provides, first and foremost, for a job protection clause for 2 years. With the current weak economic environment and a lot of volatility and uncertainty, having a job protection clause, I think, is a huge gain for members in the current environment, so that members can plan and have peace of mind knowing that for the next 2 years your job is safe. The next issue that I'd like to touch on is the issue of the buyout payments, where negotiations on the proposals from SBV on reduction of remuneration and benefits were unavoidable. SASPO has negotiated that members be compensated in the form of a buyout payment. The buyout payment is around 1.75 times a monthly basic salary, and will be paid to members in 2 payments, one in January 2025 and the second one in July 2025. The next issue, the big issue that we had to deal with, was the medical aid subsidy cap. As you will be aware, SBV's proposal was for the subsidy cap to be implemented at 816 rands per member per month, in line with what is in place currently with logistics and members currently registered with the Bargaining Council. Following a lot of difficulties around the negotiations, where members had concerns around that, and that SASPO had also fought hard to increase the cap to a more affordable level, the final agreement reached is that the cap would be at 1,757 rands per member per month for a period of 18 months. Thereafter, it will reduce to 1,513 rands per month for a further 6 months, whereafter it will be the subject of negotiations in terms of improvements going forward. The third issue that I'd like to report on is the gain share model. In as much as there are some reductions in remuneration and benefits that were unavoidable under sustainability, with an intention of ensuring that there's some cost competitiveness so that SBV is able to retain its business and grow its business in the market. One other plus point was that when things do turn around and improve, that members should benefit through the sacrifices and compromises being made now in the form of a gain share model. What we have agreed to is that effective 1 July 2027, the parties have agreed that a gain share model needs to be implemented. And what we've raised with SBV in terms of the discussions is that they look at the shareholder banks, what Standard Bank, Nedbank, for example, has in place, and that one mirrors a similar model for SBV members. The next issue that I'd like to report on is the annual discretionary incentive. You'll recall that for ex-ABSA and ex-Standard Bank members that this payment wasn't made. SBV was very uneasy with making these payments, but SASPO was adamant that members were deserving of these payments, and linked to the deconstruction matter, which also had extensive consultations, we're pleased to indicate that the ex-ABSA and ex-Standard Bank members will receive their annual discretionary incentive payment less the previous ex gratia payments on the 20th of November 2024. In addition, you'll recall that the back pay matter for the shift allowance for members that were short paid, that the night shift allowance was also something that proved a bit difficult, but SASPO was adamant that members were deserving of those monies on the basis that they had worked those shifts, and I'm pleased to indicate that on the 20th of November, close on to 400 of our members will be beneficiaries of the back pay of the night shift allowance. With regard to the ex-ABSA and ex-Standard Bank deconstruction matter, we can report that the following consultations with members and individual dummy pay slips that we're also prepared to do a comparison from cost to company to basic salary, that no member will be worse off as a result of that process. Lastly, I'd like to indicate that the post-retirement medical aid matter, which was also quite a contentious matter, we've managed to secure an option for members that are enjoying the promise that they can either retain the current benefits, status quo, but provided that they accept the normal retirement age at 60, or alternatively, they can accept the increase in the normal retirement age to 63 and then also align to the new rules. So the power and the choice there is in members' hands to make a decision. Please look out for the written communication for more information. I'd also like to indicate to members that we have been informed that given that the collective agreement has now been concluded, that SBV has now, through their Provident Fund, or shall I say the Provident Fund, has communicated with the Finance Sector Conduct Authority, the regulator, in respect of rule changes, given the changes agreed to. That is now in process and is on track for implementation 1 January 2025. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the shop stewards, the members of the SJC, our leadership, our regional officers, and lastly our members. Thank you for taking time to participate in our member feedback processes, and thank you for your valuable inputs. SASBO has always strived to do better for members in terms of incorporating through our communication processes that members' views are represented at the negotiations, and that at the end of the day we come up with a fair and balanced outcome. I think all things considered, what we've communicated through the agreement concluded provides for a balanced and a fair settlement, and what we would consider to be the best possible deal under the circumstances. Thank you once again, making a positive difference, SASBO, the Finance Union.